Guys, it's day 5 of the Mass Performance Program. We're going to start out with the overhead squat as our activation exercise today. 3 sets of 15 to 20 repetitions to really get the joints and the muscles warm. So what you're going to do first is lock the elbows all the way out up top, slightly turn the hands out. Make sure you're keeping the weight back a little bit to offset the hips, guys. And as you set down, feel your low lats, your rhomboids, and your scapula kind of rotate back so that your entire spine is tight, feeling your entire core work as you prime yourself for some serious squatting. Now we're going to move on to the squat. It is the king of all exercises. We're going to make sure we're going to blow these legs up and build that lean quality mass that we're looking for here. So I'm going to stick with the same rep scheme. 2 sets of 6 repetitions, 2 sets of 8 repetitions, and 2 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions. You can do a high bar squat on your traps or a lower bar squat across your rear delts. This is what I prefer because it allows you to load your posterior chain so you can really feel your hips and your glutes work as you push your hips back into the squat. Make sure you get below parallel with your thighs, guys. Full range of motion, pause for a second at the bottom, and explode out of the hole, bringing as much force and as much intensity as you can.
I chose to do dumbbell squats. Much like the front squats where you load the weight on top of the front delts, you take the dumbbells and you rack them right on your front delts, you perform the squat, make sure you go below parallel, driving your hips back, keeping your core and your back straight. As you look up, you drive the weight up, make sure you're explosive out of the hole, you activate the entire lower body, get those quads and those glutes and hamstrings fired up.
The second movement today, guys, is going to be another compound movement on the legs. It's going to be a wide stance hack squat here. It's going to be a great way to really blast the thighs, but still get that extra depth into the squat. So when I'm on this movement here, I like to put an anterior tilt to the hips. So I was focusing on posterior, tilting my hips back so much on the original heavy squat. On the hack squat, I'm going to keep my hips tilted forward, feeling my glutes work the whole time, but also feeling my thighs really burn, specifically the teardrop on the way down. So make sure you're really feeling those legs burn, guys. 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions.
If you're a traditional bodybuilder, you may not have utilized this technique, but there's a lot of old school bodybuilders that have used this since day 1. It's called the pistol squat. It's basically a 1-leg squat. You're going to counterbalance your weight with 1 leg extended out like a leg extension. I like to perform the range of motion with a nice weight in front of me. Helps me keep my balance. You're going to bottom all the way out. Your glutes are actually going to touch the back of your ankles. Then as you rise up explosively, you're going to lock it out, keeping that other leg up so you're completely balanced. You're going to isolate each side. You're going to do 5 to 10 repetitions with each leg and 4 sets.
We're trying to build up the glutes here. And, you know, in this movement, check your ego at the door, guys. You won't see a lot of guys get in the gym and use this in a lean mass building program, but it's an incredibly effective move for really bringing that power, strength, and development to your glutes. Get your shoulders back on the bench. Make sure you're pinched back tight, arms fully extended. Keep the bar across your hips, letting your glutes drop as low as you can to the ground, and then come up and get that full contraction and holding that squeeze, guys. 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions on this.
We always want to focus on the hip flexors and the core strength and a total body compound movement. The kettlebell is awesome for that. You'll be able to utilize a weight that's comfortable that you can do 10 to 12 repetitions. You're going to do 4 to 5 sets. You're going to make sure you activate those hips. As you thrust forward, you're going to swing that kettlebell all the way up. Main thing is with these kettlebell swings, guys, is get more leg activation since this is a lower body day. So you want to get deep in kind of a squat so that kettlebell actually swings and almost hits the ground, comes through the legs, and then you drive the hips forward as you drive that kettlebell up as high as you can go. 4 to 5 sets. 10 to 15 repetitions, you're gonna love how you feel. It's gonna open the body right back up.
All right, the final quad movement here today, guys, is gonna be a somersault squat. It's a great way to really work that low tie-in by the knee. Load that Smith machine bar across your hips. Slightly elevate your heels with a plate. and make sure you're kind of coming up and stretching those hamstrings, contracting those quads as hard as you can, and repping that out for as many times as you can possible. So this is going to failure now, but make sure you're tucking your chin as if you're rolling into a somersault as your hips elevate into the movement, guys.
If anybody knows anything about legs and old school classic bodybuilding, you'll know the name Tom Platz. Tom Platz was known for having the sickest quads, hamstrings, and glutes out there. And one of his famous finishers is the sissy squat, and it's not for sissies at all. Let me tell you, when you've finished blasting those quads and hams, you want to go to the Smith machine or anywhere you can secure your upper body with a bar. You're going to line up your feet shoulder width apart on your tiptoes. You're going to basically use your body completely straight. Your core from head all the way to tailbone is going to be straight. The only activation, the only flexion and tension and extension is going to be from the knees. You're going to go all the way down to the knees, then you're going to drive your body up. You're going to feel the stretch through the insertions of the quads all the way up into the hip flexors, back and forth, up and down, 4 sets, 10 repetitions. I like to finish my calves with a seated calf raise. I don't use a lot of weight because form is paramount for activating and stimulating growth in calves. What I like to do is full range of motion. I work the inside, toes in, and then outside, toes out. So bring your heels with your toes out. You're going to work the inside of the calf. Then as you switch position with your foot placement, you're going to work the outside of the calf. So I'll do 6 sets with moderate weight, 10 to 15 repetitions on each foot placement. By the time you're done with that, the calves are fried. This concludes day 5 of the Mass Performance Program. Make sure you download the PDF on muscleandstrength.com, and good luck creating mass lean style.